Boa Tarde. I love it. I love it. You speak
Oh, yes. What? Oh my God. This is wonderful.
I'm so excited.
Oh my goodness. This is amazing. Oh, look. I gotta make sure everything is set up because welcome to the Jaybefaunt show. It is so good to see everybody in here today. All you beautiful people. So good to see you guys. I am your host, James Fauntleroy. Just to let you guys know that the Jaybefaunt show is available on all major podcast platforms like Anchor, Apple, and Google Podcasts, so you can subscribe there. I'm also part of the Revolutionary Blackout Network. You can catch me on the JB show at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sundays and at the Round Table on 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursdays. Please make sure to get this video a thumbs up. And if you are new, please smush down that subscribe button. Pretty please with sugar on top. And also click the bell just to let you know to be notified whenever I go live, like with people like this gorgeous woman here. Because look at her. She's amazing. Okay. I'm just so happy to have her here today. So if you guys see me kind of spazzing out, it's because I'm so stupid. And if you do subscribe, I do promise you cookies or cake or ice cream if I can give it through the screen. Right? Okay. I also want to give a shout out and thank you to all my patrons that are watching me on Coffee. I just want to thank you guys for supporting me. I was able to get my new cam, so thank you so much for that. You're watching me on it right now, so thank you so much for that, and I am deeply humbled. Now, Josanna, how are you?
Hi, JB. I'm so excited. I love you so much.
I love the background with the glass brick. It's just okay.
I'm at a friend's house.
Mm-hmm.
No, here. There's nothing like that.
I'm so stupid.
No.
Trust me.
Bear with me. No, just bear with me because here where I am in this mysterious place, the connection is a little bit bad. It's not as good as, my usual connection, which is not that good at all. I'm so excited. I'm so happy to be here. I love you so much. I admire your strength and your joy. Like you always bringing joy and love to the plate. It's just like perfect. So yeah, I am really honored. I think that's the word, honored that you invited me. I feel like I threw myself. Okay, I'm gonna bring the channel.
Oh, my friend, I just want to I want to also before we begin, I just want to say hello to everybody that's in the chat as well, because as you know, we like to talk to people in the chat. Good to see you, Cryptician. Good to see you. Terry. Nice to have you as well. Let me see, Robin. So good to see you. Hi, Kenneth. I'm not sure if I saw you on here before. But it's good to see you in the chat. Nice to have you here as well. By the way, are those locks in your hair or those plaits? I don't know. I'm looking at your but it looks good.
The profile picture?
Huh?
You're looking at their profile picture?
Yeah. I'm like, are those
but
locks?
Like my light today is like I place my phone in the light so I cannot come close because
they look nice though, by the way.
They do.
Let me see who else is in the chat. Quaker, good to see
Quaker!
you. It's like a family reunion. Okay.
Yes, it is.
My voice went up a few octaves. Gary, so good to see you. It's good to see you as well in the chat. Joy Torres.
Oh my God, it's my sister Joy. Joy, I love you. Te amo, hermana.
Yep. Good to see you as well. Leroy, my brother, good to see you. All right. Nice to have you in here as well. Who else do we have that's new? If there's anybody else new. Hello, Miss Brandy Weaver.
Oh,
So
Leroy
good to
is
see you
a
as well.
comrade. I like him.
And Tony. Tony, good to see you. That's my boyfriend's name, by the way, just to let you know, you know. So just to see, good to see you as well. All right. So
connection problems. I'm a mute here and ask questions. Julia.
I can still hear
Julia?
you.
Não conecta no Wi-Fi agora, não, porque tá caindo o Wi-Fi aqui pra mim. Tá bom.
I can still hear you.
No. Can you hear me? Can you see me? The connection
I can hear you.
went down.
It's kind of choppy, you know, as the visual, but I can still hear you though.
Okay. It's gonna come back at some point.
Yeah, okay. That's fine.
We're gonna ask to the gods of the Wi-Fi. But we can ask our ancestors to bless this connection here, right? We can always ask our ancestors to pave the way, to bless our presence together, because we're sitting on a table with all these beautiful people in the chat. So it's never too much to ask our ancestors for their blessing, and I think they're giving it.
All right, so I just want to start off with the first question because I really want to inspire people who want to get into this space, and especially people who look like us, women, and people who aren't even from the country, from the United States. I want to inspire them as well to get into this space. So my first question is, you're an activist and an advocate for Black and Brown liberation from white supremacy and capitalism. You recently came into this podcasting space to spread that message. From a Black woman's perspective, can you give us a brief summary of how you got into this space and what inspired you to get in this space?
Sure. So I am an immigrant. And I mean, as Black people, we are born activists. We have no choice but to fight for our rights. And in a third world country, you learn pretty early to not be a capitalist. There's no such a thing as being a capitalist in a third world country. I mean, of course you have people like that, but you already go tuning yourself with all the philosophies and directions, and then you start the action pretty early too, because you have to fight for your own rights. I have a special story, which is like my mom, when I was 9 years old, she had a group that they were doing mutual aid. They were giving food to people. And can you hear me? Can y'all hear me? Is it okay? Okay. They were distributing food, and she used to take me. And the way that she was doing was I used to go to people's house, because there's not even the bell to ring, and ask them in rich neighborhoods, ask them to donate food that doesn't go bad, the dry goods. I forgot, just a second. So I was, sorry, just had to call my sister. So I was going around to people's houses and asking for dry goods so we could do something we call here a basket. And I I would feel so embarrassed. And she would always tell me, you have to know how is to have to ask for food, ask for mutual aid. So you know the pain that these people go through. Because it's not just the pain of not having a house, not just the pain of not having what you eat. It's a pain as a human being that you have to go through this kind of situation. So we would do it, and it was just like, it was an incredible experience as a child. So that's how I grew up. And then when I moved to the US, I spent, I think, like 5 years undocumented, and I was looking for like groups and nonprofits and where to build community and organize. And I made a Twitter account in 2016. It was right when they were inflicting a coup d'état against Dilma Rousseff in Brazil, but I was in the US. So I strictly made a Twitter account to curse Bolsonaro and his gang. And I started following a few activists in the US, and ended up like finding your account, finding Rome's account. And I was like, whoa, that's so nice. And then there was these spaces, Twitter spaces, and Rome. And I went to a communist corner, and I was like, wow, I was listening. I was like, wow, so there are leftists in the US, because until then I didn't think there were. I thought it was something from before. I thought it was something from the, like, it stayed there with the Black Panthers party, and then people went to Africa and it's over. And I started seeing that there were leftists, that there was a leftist speech, there was a leftist conversation going on. And I started going and following more people. And Rome in his communist corner. So I work to pay rent. I work as a waitress and a bartender. And he started doing the communist corner late in the night, like 2 a.m. because it's coming back from work, so I could be in. And so for that, I'm always grateful to him. And Nick heard me in a communist corner, and he made an invitation to come on the International Leftist Coalition show that he has. And I was like, sure. The reason why I said yes, it's important to know that, like, I don't have the talent that you and Savvy have, right? You guys have a talent to be like, you know, you're a host, and I think it's beautiful. It's like, that's how I'm nervous. I'm like, oh my God.
You're talented.
I am more like, I'm gonna say, and if they don't like to hear it, they can suck my dick. So,
you're gonna listen to me. You're gonna listen to me, and you're gonna listen good, because I got something to say. Guys, I wish I had the guts that you have. I wish I had that, and
but
so
you do.
I definitely respect that about you.
And then, like, it was, I respect you so much too, and it was natural. So I started as a guest, and then y'all voted me in, and I was like, really, I'm so happy.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this is so cool.
Yeah.
And now I can speak to these people, because my thoughts, I just wanted to say those things to the American people.
Yeah.
Like, outside of the United States, we are organizing. We are getting together to defeat the empire. We are actively doing stuff. We want you all to join us, because then we can defeat the empire together from the inside out.
Yeah.
And that was always my goal with having a voice in a channel. And I think whoever wants to do this and have the talent and the time for, because it was like, you have to, right? JB, it's important to say that, like, I don't have any specific show myself in the channel. And I see you, and I see the dedication, and I think it's so cool, because, like, it takes time. People think it's just to sit in front of your telephone. Like, today I'm in front of my telephone. usually in front of my computer. People think it's just sitting there and commenting. No, you have to find the guests. You have to have a calendar for your shows. You have to edit clips. You have to be willing to spend your time, everything on that. So that it takes dedication that I like many times, but all my comrades in the channel have, and I admire that so much.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much for that. And let me just ask you this question. Did you always feel like a nervousness being undocumented this entire time in this country? And that had to be like between like Obama and Trump. And then it was just like, and then you hear what Trump says, you're like, oh my God. And then you're worried, because you're just like, I just got here and I don't want to leave because there's things I need to do. Has that fear ever came
Yeah,
over?
but by that time, I mean, I work and I take care of the rent for my parents now, just my father. My mom passed last year in August from COVID.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. It's the most painful experience I've been through life so far. But also at the same time, her strength and everything I learned from her is in me. So it gives me, it's weirdly like it weirdly makes me stronger to know that I live through her steps. She lives forever through me and the person I am. So that also helps me keep myself in check.
Yeah.
And I was always like, I need to work here so I can be able to provide for my family, and that's what I do. And yes, that was fear all the time. But there was this one day, it was right after Trump won the elections, that we all got together, restaurant workers especially, and we did Un Día Sin Inmigrantes, which was like one day without immigrants in New York. We all didn't go to work, all the immigrants, especially the undocumented. So more than half of New York was shut down. And business owners not having an alternative but to support us because we were not going to come to work. And I remember my white boss by then, he went to the kitchen, he was like with the guests, you guys cannot do that. Don't do that to me. And one of them was like, yeah, you can cry, Blanquito, but we're going to do it. So like we had so much strength that moment made me believe that we could survive. But of course, like I was biking around my neighborhood and then I saw icy van and almost fell off the bicycle. Or when I was canvassing with AOC people, she was already elected. But we were canvassing because ICE is doing raids, right? ICE does raids in New York, even though it's a sanctuary state, it's not. So I went to Queens with these people and a bunch of volunteers, and we were canvassing to inform people what they had to do in the case of somebody knocking on their door. And I saw this father of a family crying with me in fear. And it hurts. This whole immigration situation is very keen to me, and it hurts a lot because the biggest thing for an organizer or whatever person in the world that wants to change the world is empathy. And it hurts a lot in me when I see people going through the despair that I went through for only 5 years. I know people that are there, they're here for like 25 and never had the chance to go back and see their family. It's not an easy life to live. But the people that come, I learned a lot from the people that come through the border. They are courageous. You know, they're always like dancing and they keep that joy. And I think the Black joy is the most revolutionary act, is the most, revolutionary characteristic, to keep your joy besides everything we go through. So yeah, it was fearsome. I had fear all the time, but it also, I feel like I'm a better human being because I went through this experience. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it definitely does. When I first moved to Florida at the age of 3, and I spoke about this last week on RBN. Shortly after we got here, we were homeless. So I knew what it was like to be a child that was homeless and having to go to shelters and wait for food and, get your oatmeal, in the middle of the winter. I knew what that was like. And so, and I also knew what it was like to have to, sleep on friends' couches as an adult. I knew that as well. And I knew what it was like to be afraid that you were going to get kicked out of your home because you didn't have enough money for the rent. I knew all these things. And so, because I went through all these things and how hard it was for me, I don't want anybody else to ever have to go through that ever again. You know?
Yeah.
I think, and I think that's why people who are, workers, I try to treat them extra special because you don't want, because you want them to know that they deserve their dignity, they deserve respect. They're not less than anybody else. And if I ever get to go to a restaurant, I make sure I tip as well as I possibly can. If I don't have the 20%, I don't go out to eat. So that's how I am. And so yeah, I try to treat people as much respect as possible because I know what it's like. Josanna, you still there? Think we're having a slight technical difficulty. Just wait for her to come back really quick. Okay, I'll let her back in.
Back. I'm back. I'm back.
Yeah. Yeah. If only our these countries would improve it, outside of capitalism, so that it could actually be better. So, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but your voice is very slow and like Darth Vader.
Oh, I am
Basically, I think it's so funny. Your laughter is so summer. It's like, oh. Can you hear me properly?
I can hear you properly. Yes. What's good? What in the world is going on? Is the
Okay.
CIA doing something to our internet? What in the world?
No. I will leave and come back. I'm really sorry, and I will leave and come back and fix things.
It's
I'll be
okay.
right back. Oh my god.
It's okay.
I'm so
This is so
this is
funny.
so like Brazilian improvising stuff. I'll be right back.
Okay. I am your father. I had to do it, y'all. Look, I had to. She said I sounded like Darth Vader. I went straight into it. I was like, I gotta do Luke, I am your father. So, you know, gosh. If only I had a can or something like that I can talk to so I can really sound like Darth Vader. But anyways, Just stay tuned just for a second. We're gonna get Josanna back as soon as humanly possible.
I'm back.
Ta-da! Do I sound
Now
normal?
you're not Darth Vader anymore. You're good. That was so funny. Like,
I had to do Luke, I am your father. I had to. It was there. Look, you said it, and I was just, let me do it. Let me do it.
Improv 101.
Yep. I always wanted to do improv.
You have the talent, though. I watch you.
Yeah, I always wanted to do it. Yeah. Oh, wait. Hang on.
Is there a question?
Yeah, Omar says I need to get into voice acting. I've always wanted to do it. I actually did a commercial for the Green Party in New York. I did a voiceover. So
Jay, I'm an actor, and I've been an actor since I'm 10 years old. It's been only 5 years I'm an actor because I'm 15. Sorry, I had to make this joke because like I'm so old. Anyways, many times I don't do that in the US because accent. And I tried, and the more I built towards like criticizing the government and stuff, the tougher my accent gets. I feel like my body at this point is rejecting the English. So it's really hard. But many times in Brazil, when like to pay the bills, I was doing voice acting. And I actually looked into it in the US. It's actually pretty easy to get an agent, and it's not a lot of money, but at once, but it is like a lot of work that you can do from your home. So if you want, after we can have that conversation. But if people want to know that too, you're just gonna have to have like a wood box with the cushion to isolate the sound. You're gonna put the microphone inside of the wood box, and you're gonna talk here, and that's your studio. And I think people use some applications in their computer to like edit and everything. You send that for an audition, they hire you, you record from your house. All voice actors are now working from home, and I have a friend that she pays her bills like that. Voiceover.
The force is strong with this one.
And I'm gonna butcher Star Wars, and I'm gonna do this.
Wait. That's Star Trek.
This is Star Trek.
No, that's Star Trek. You're gonna make people mad.
Both hands. That's my talent. This is what I do for a living.
Yeah. Like a gang. Oh my goodness. Silly. Yeah, I know. Have you met me? Hello. You already answered the first and the second question, so I really don't need to get into question number 2. So I appreciate that. Thank you. What are some advice that you would like to give, especially to Black and brown women and women in general who want to get into this space?
I would say kick the door. It's better to say I'm sorry than to say, excuse me, can I? When you're Black and brown, especially if you are a femme. Mm-hmm. If you look like a female, I don't like that word. If you look like you are a woman, mm-hmm. If you identify as a woman, kick the mother effing door. It's better to say, oh, I'm sorry, Karen. Did I hurt you? Sorry. Then to ask for permission, because the world do not give us permission to do nothing. And the way it's looking like, it doesn't look like it wants to give us permission. It's pretending so corporations can still make money. Like the other day I saw H&M saying like, be yourself. And some non-binary folks as models, and I was like, corporations, man, you gotta hate them. But anyways, they are pretending they care so they can keep on making money. But I would say that we still have to kick the door.
Yeah.
take the opportunity into your hands. And I'm very supportive. So if you do anything like that, please send a DM to me and I will give you as much voice as I can. I even have somebody that I don't remember the name of the account that looked for me because they want to talk about violence against indigenous women. Our indigenous sisters, they disappear, no one looks for them. There's no campaigns, no milk carton, like nada. And I promised them that I'm going to bring up that subject. And as soon as I'm more present in March, we are going to have a segment like that. Maybe we can do that together. And we're going to talk specifically about that because we need to bring light. We need to bring, like, once one of us got somewhere, I mean, one of us is building, all of us are building, right? So if you get anywhere that you were able to open that door, hold the door open so your brothers and sisters can come with you.
Yeah.
And it's our obligation, as I'm an older millennial, it's our obligation to, like, I just see, like, on social media how all these old white men, like, they're like, oh, the word is so boring now because you gotta say the pronounce, because you cannot say the N-word anymore. And I'm like, just go away, sit down and be quiet, because the most disgusting to me, it's seeing the youth with all the energy, like wanting to bring on change and trying to survive, because if we don't change, this world will disappear. And then all these old ass weird people like, but I liked my way. So shut up, Chad. Now it's time to just go to sleep, right? And give voice, give as much voice. Hold the door open, pass through the door, hold it open to your brothers and sisters.
I like to say, don't just put the ladder down for everybody else. Build stairs so they can walk up. Build stairs behind you so that they can have an easier time. So it won't be as much of a struggle to try to get up that ladder, because there's more effort to get up a ladder, but it's easier to walk up the stairs. And then the people behind them, they can build a ramp. And then behind them, they can build the elevator.
Yep. And this is what our ancestors did, right?
Yeah.
Our ancestors were the ones fighting to end slavery as we knew, because there is still slavery, but every time I feel like giving up, I like to think about my ancestors. They didn't give up. Black people, African people have the generational trauma of, if I work really hard, I will be free. Because our ancestors were made believe that they, at least in the north part of the America, so we cannot give up. Our indigenous ancestors, my mom descends from Ashakali people, which is a nation in Brazil. They also didn't give up. So whenever you're feeling down, like, think of your ancestors. The only reason we are here is because of them.
Yeah.
And if they paved the way as they did, walk through it, head up, chin up. You have more than the right to walk that path. So that's why I say, kick the door open, and if somebody cries, you're like, oh, I'm sorry, bye. Keep walking. We clap for our ancestors.
I'm clapping for your speech.
No.
That was good. That was inspiring. Thank you.
Thank you.
By the way, Nick is in the house. Good to see you, Nick. Oh. And by the way, somebody I had forgotten, and I apologize. Oh, hey, mad scientist, man. I can't talk today. Mad scientist Mike, good to see you. There was
He's always on the the international
me. And I
activist.
was like, no, I forgot you. Before I get to my next question.
I'm folding my shirt.
Mm-hmm.
But I get it. You see me like I'm folding shirt. There is a little coffee stain in my shirt, but this is Lula.
Oh, cool.
And it says Lula Libre. Let me do this. Lula Libre, which means free Lula, because he was illegally arrested by a judge called Moro. That is very, like, this man is so funny because he's very proud to say, like, I was trained by the CIA. It's ridiculous. Like, Brazil's like, man, you're proud to say that you're a CIA op? Why?
I just want to say hello to Hash. I didn't miss your comment. I missed it at first, but I got it. I just want to make sure I got you. So I just want to make sure that I didn't, miss you at all. So I want to make sure that I get all my people. And it's Nick, thank you so much, bro. That means a lot. Chocolate Thunder in the house.
I had to go like close.
Goodness.
What is he saying? Thank you. Thank you, my grandson. I'm going to take my glasses off now.
Wait, you said you're a millennial? I'm a millennial. I'm an older millennial.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I thought you were younger than me.
Nah. Can you imagine if I was a boomer? I would be the coolest boomer ever.
Oh, yes, you'd be the coolest boomer. Definitely. Okay, so
Susan Sarandon is the coolest boomer, though.
Look, if I were a boomer, never mind. I'm gonna get myself in trouble. You don't know. You don't want to know what kind of boomer I'd be. I'd be going. Imagine me being a boomer. I'd be going up to some like 45-year-old dude, like, "What's up? How you doing? You need some experience."
I love it.
Man, I'd be going to the high school graduation, be like, "Hey, is that your dad? Oh, yeah, that's your dad? Let me talk to him." Let me stop. JB, I'm gonna cancel myself. What in the hell? Okay. All right. So I'm gonna give you this question. I know what you're going to say. You're gonna say, I don't ever want to be that, but let's just hypothetically, okay? You're president of the United States. I know. Hold on. Okay.
Thinking really hard now.
Okay. It's January 20th, your inauguration day. What are the first 3 actions you're taking as president within your first 100 days?
I thought you were going to ask what I was going to say. Because I would say, burn this motherfucker down to the ground. And everybody with torch like, yeah. Now burn the White House. But also, my 3 first actions. First, end the concentration camps at the border. Second, legalize abortion and marijuana national. Third, overthrow the government and open doors to a new way to govern. I'm an anarchist, but I think the most suitable way is communism. So I would let the communists take over and I'll be like, my job is done. Bye.
Mhm. And as you're leaving, the communists take like lays from like Hawaiian lays and put them around your neck, and they're all clapping as you walk
and,
down, and you're just
and
like,
I would
oh.
be like, I would be like, but I will ask for one thing in exchange.
What?
Can I burn down? Can I burn down the house? Can I burn down the Capitol Hill? Can I burn down the White House? Can we build housing for people in this huge space that's gonna, you know?
Hey,
Why
a
does the
little known
president
fact.
have to have that huge house?
Did you know that the White House has been burned down before?
Really? I don't know that. Tell me that
Yeah.
story. I
Okay,
love it.
so I don't know the exact story, but we had a White House before. I don't even know if it was really white, but it was the house where the
It's a
president.
suitable name, White House for the Whites.
Pale House. But but yeah, there was some I think if I remember correctly, there was some rebels. I think they were slave owners that didn't like the presidency or something, and they burned down the White House.
Ooh.
It was in the War of 1812. Yeah, so they burned down, and then they rebuilt, and they built it into the White House that we see today. But before
Oh,
that,
wow.
yeah, so it's not the first time. So
Okay, I'm not original, but I'm learning from the ancestors.
yeah, it's okay. But the thing is that there's precedent, which means it can happen again. Just
And the reason why I said like the third action was to give the government to the communists is because I know that the country after would have universal health care,
yeah.
public education,
Hmm.
public housing. We
Hmm.
all would own the means of production.
Yeah.
So yes. So I would just do what I like, okay, here it is.
Hmm.
So let me burn down. Just
Hmm.
one building.
Hmm. Yeah.
Just gonna
See,
burn down.
yeah. Now, Hash, I'd be fine if it was a black house, but here's the only thing though. Um, it's not going to be energy efficient. So, but if you
Oh.
put solar panels on the walls and they're black solar panels, then it can be a black house.
I would burn down and build housing, and I would call the house of all.
The
And
house
you
of
know what? I would put all the immigrants that come crossing the border to live there, just so I can piss off some more white people.
hmm yeah, and give all the indigenous people the option of, okay, this is your land. Where do you want us to go?
Yeah, that's very important. Maybe the handing of the land should be to the indigenous people, and they would decide where we should go. I think that's the most righteous thing to do, to give back the land.
Yeah, because
It's stolen land.
it's fair. It's fair. Because the
Mhm.
thing is that even though I would love to still live where I live, it's not my home originally, you know? So, but
Yeah,
yeah.
I would give the land back, and if they said that we could live in only the territory of the White House, I would be like, okay, thank you. Because, like, what are you going to do? People came over, destroyed their lives, and told them, here's where you can live. Here, this little piece of land here. And we are going to go there with oil pipes, and we're going to burst them, and your land's going to be crap. So,
Mhm.
yeah, deal with it. So, if they told me the same story otherwise, I would be like, okay, sorry, I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you
Mhm.
very much.
But then I can move and be neighbors with you.
Yes.
And then we can watch the cherry blossoms in the spring.
Oh, yes.
See?
I would love to. It would be fun. And we would sleep in peace because we gave the land back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I got my window open. And then there would be less light pollution, so you can see all the stars in the sky. You know, I've never been in an area where I saw more than, I say, 20 or 30 stars in the sky. I've never seen more than that before.
It's fantastic. When you get to be like, I grew up in a country that is like, you have the big centers, but you also have still the small towns that are underdeveloped.
Mm-hmm.
And they are wonderful because you can go to these places and just like watch the sky. It's an experience to have.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible. I hope I'm with you when you do that for the first time.
Yeah, I want to see it. I want to put a blanket on the grass, and I just want to lay there and just look at the stars in the sky. I got to do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
There won't be that light pollution from the cities, so you're going to be able to. We're speaking that into existence.
We are. We have to.
Yes.
We have to.
We have to.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Now, my next question is, what is something that you're going to double down on in 2022?
Double down is like taking a step back?
No, double down is going more intense.
Oh, I always understood it was something like, I'm going to double down, so I'm going to not do that. Been speaking like that, and people are like, this bitch is crazy. But anyways, what am I going to double down? Healthcare, for sure. Basic human rights, education, housing, food, and healthcare. For sure. And still, I will be more and more difficult to my white relatives. I will make them more and more uncomfortable because in this world, the way we are, we grow when we feel uncomfortable. The animals that have exoskeleton, like the skeleton in the outside, like a shell, the way they grow is from the inside out, right? So they get uncomfortable in that shell, and then they break it, and then they go into darkness, and they stay with themselves, building a new one. And that's a cycle of growth. That's also the cycle of growth of the human being. So, and I know that by doubling down on making white people uncomfortable, heterosexual cis people uncomfortable, I get a lot of backlash. I'm ready.
Well, I have to sit with my discomfort as a male because I do have privilege as a man, and I have to do that. So and I'm willing to sit with that discomfort, because if it means more solidarity with trans and cis women, I have to do it in order to help us grow. So I have to sit with that discomfort too, so.
Same with me being light-skinned.
That is true too. Yeah. Yeah. We all have to grow in some way, shape, or form.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have a fun question. Okay. What is the one food Josanna cannot live without?
Can I do this?
Yes.
My life.
No. We both do it at the same time.
Rice and beans. I love it.
Oh gosh. I had that yesterday.
It's it's healthy. It's nutritiously is actually very complete because beans are everything. Sometimes I think that people in the US are cranky because they don't eat enough beans. Because beans, they actually make you happy. They are
Okay.
made to make you happy.
I have a rhyme that my mother taught me. Okay. And I'm
Okay.
gonna teach all of you in the chat. You guys are gonna love this. Okay. My mother taught me. Okay. Beans, beans. They're good for your heart. The more you eat them, the more you fart. The more you fart, the better you feel. So eat your beans with every meal.
But we do have a secret, though. We do have a secret to not make you fart, because what you have to do is you grab the beans and you leave them. Like, let's say you're gonna cook the beans tomorrow. Today is Tuesday. You're gonna cook the beans on Wednesday. So you're gonna put the beans 4 p.m., 5 p.m. in water. Soak the beans, and then you change the water. And before you go to sleep, that's the last time you change the water. And you soak them again. And the day after, you cook them with that water. No fart. No fart. Just the
Okay.
fibers, the iron, all the good stuff.
Okay. I did
But
not
the
know
rhyme
that.
is wonderful. The rhyme is wonderful.
First time talking about farting on my channel. You're welcome. You're welcome. Welcome to the Jaybefaunt channel.
That's a very scientific conversation.
Very scientific. Very.
With theory bros.
Yeah. Okay. What is your favorite curse word?
Oh. Cu, but it's in Portuguese. Buceta, which is also in Portuguese, and I can't keep on cursing in Portuguese, but yeah. Oof. In English, I like cunt.
Okay.
I also like I like to say like fuck off. I really do.
You
I
know,
really do.
I know a lot of English people say that. A lot of people from England, they'll say that.
I think it's because of alphabet. No, it's like when I when I learned English, I actually was studying English since 10 years old, and I I studied British English.
Mm-hmm.
So I had the accent that you have when you speak British English. It's not an accent. It's the real English. But I mean, I cannot do that anymore. But yeah, and then I moved to America, where you have to say everything is like this, but you don't move your mouth. You just speak like that, very relaxed, and you don't even make a sound. But like you sound very American when you do that. But you don't open your mouth like that. You just like that.
You don't really have to open your mouth. But when you do, then you make very little sound at all.
Very little,
It's
very
like a
little sound.
ventriloquist, you know? Just like
Yeah.
that. Don't do it. Just move
Don't do
your.
the sound. Why are you overreacting?
Why are
You're
you?
not American.
No, why are you overreacting? You're just not.
Damn.
Yeah, it's very
Damn.
un-American of you.
Damn. It's so silly.
I am. I am. Okay.
We are.
Okay, so this is gonna be my last question. Wow, I'm already up to my last question already?
Wow.
No. Okay.
Time flies.
No. Okay. Okay. This is going to be this is a serious question, but I think it's something good for people to reflect on. You've lived a long life and you're on your deathbed. What is the one thought that you want people to remember about you?
That I've always had joy to just exist.
You always what?
I always had joy just by existing,
I love
just
that.
by the fact I exist. It's
I love that.
joyful.
I love that. Because that's what life is all about. Because we know that life is not long, but you might as well make it joyful while you're here.
Mm.
You know?
And based in love.
Mm-hmm.
Because everything is love. Love is. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter if it's between you and a partner. It doesn't matter if it's between you and your mother, between you and your friends, or just between you and yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is love.
Mm-hmm.
There is love that got sick and it becomes violence.
Yeah.
But it is love. There is love that is misplaced and it can become greedy, right?
Mm. True.
And
True.
there is love that is also misplaced and can become egotistical love. It can become, am I here? Are we back?
Yes, you're back.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Mm.
Uh-oh. Can you hear me? You know, despite the internet issues that we're having, our internet that problems we're experiencing right now are still better than the problems that our government gives us. Got any radical poems? I don't know. What happened? Uh-oh. She'll be back. Even still. Oh, here we go. Perfect. All right.
We're doing what
Okay.
we can. I'm sorry. I promise I will come back one day with better
No,
connection.
it's okay. It's not your fault. It's fine. Um, but one thing that people need to realize, and I love what you said about everything is love, is that people need to learn how to love in the right way. And we get to a point
Yeah.
where we look at other people
Oh.
and can you hear me? Hello? Josanna? Let's give her a second. Sorry, folks. Thank you for your patience. The internet in her area is kind of wonky right now. Okay.
Okay, we have a third Josanna.
It's okay. But what I was saying was that we have to learn to realize that we're all connected in some way, shape, or form. And you can see this connection whether you're religious or you're not religious. You can see that we're all connected. You and I are cousins,
Yes, we are.
but we're cousins. Everybody that's white, everybody that's black, everybody that's Asian, it doesn't matter. We're all cousins. If you took our DNA, it all matches. We're all cousins. And we got to realize when you hurt, I hurt. When you have
Ubuntu.
I, Ubuntu, yes. Yes. I was hoping you would bring that up because you taught me that word. Thank you, teacher. Um,
Oh.
and so there's this, if someone dies, even if we don't know it and we don't feel it, it still indirectly affects us in some way. If we display hate to someone, that indirectly affects the world in some way. And then guess what? It's just like a ripple effect. If you have that happen, it comes back around the world to you.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of the reasons why empathy, kindness, compassion, these things are what's going to help us to actually drop the stone in the water and make waves that will help everyone. But if we're not displaying that, those waves may come back to you. You're done. It's over. So that's one of the things I try to advocate for.
And you do it brilliantly.
Thank you.
It's amazing to watch all the love that you have to give, all the love that you emanate, the loving person you are. Smart, amazing.
Thank you.
My JV. I really love you.
You humble me. Thank you so much. I think that's one of the reasons why I appreciate you. You love in a fierce way. Right?
Tough love.
Yeah. You're the fire that keeps people warm.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also,
some people are thinking like, oh, she's just a bitch.
You know what? I'm going to say this. And I'm not going to say the B word, but there are certain people who are assholes, but they're assholes with big hearts. And that's okay too. Because that means that when the wrong person comes around, they're there to defend you from something wrong. And they're not going to take any shit. So sometimes we need people who are like that, because some of us, we can be too nice and we can let people walk all over us. So sometimes we need somebody who has that burning fire, you know?
I think it's a little bit, it has connections with mental health as well. ADHD, when it's off the charts, I have zero patience. So it's not. But also it has to do with, why did I bring mental health in? It's because of, I feel like we were never taught how divine and incredible we are, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
We are taught that we are ugly, not that smart, shouldn't be here,
Yeah.
don't fit. And I feel like part of rediscovering, and I'm only now in my life discovering the divine in me, because no criticizing religion, but criticizing religion. Religion takes away the divinity out of us and put it outside of us in order for us to be adoring something that we cannot achieve, never achieve, right? I say that we are the actual God. We have the divine in us. But throughout the process of life, wearing all the masks that we wear in society, because we teach ourselves that we have to do that to be in society. I'm using the word society and not community, because if it was community, you could be whoever you were, you would be embraced in your divinity. That's community. Societies, wear a mask so I can like you. So throughout that process of like wearing the mask, we grow from a hurt child, the inner child stays here with us, hurt, to a adult that has a very condemning mind and put a bunch of stuff in the shadow because we don't want to see. We don't want to see the things society rejects that are in us. And I'm talking human existence.
Yeah.
So that separates us from our divine. And in the moment we can look at these part of us that we don't like with love, then we're gonna understand the divine. To be a human being is to be a divine being. All that is in between that, the discovering of the divine and being the divine, all in between is us moving lost without knowing that we are divine, hating ourselves and hating each other.
Yeah.
So we live in the scenario of the ego. And I always say ego is the voice of white supremacy and because I call capitalism white supremacy. So ego is the voice of that. We live in that scenario with our inner hurt child, without noticing, throwing our frustrations in everybody else. So we move lost. We move on earth lost. And we are pilgrims. It's a lonely journey. It's an individual journey in the collective. And pilgrims need to know their path.
Yeah.
And the map is here and here. You have to connect with that strength. So then you can find your way.
Yeah.
Paulo Coelho says, your treasure is, because right, your treasure is where your heart is. And your treasure. Am I back?
I can hear you.
Am I back?
I can hear you.
Hello?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Nice.
I can hear you.
The sentence is, your treasure is where your heart is. And your treasure needs to be found so everything can make sense. Rumi probably has something better to say, but well, the person that come to mind is Paulo. So, hi, Paulo. I read your books when I was 16 years old. All of them.
That makes sense, though. I think there's a lot of unrepressed trauma in the world that needs to be solved. And it's just like, there's a phrase that somebody said, and unfortunately I learned in watching Oprah Winfrey, whatever. But it's true. It's called hurts people hurt people. And we have to learn how to heal that hurt. And it could be in ways in which you feel like people, you may feel like you're better than people in certain ways. And this causes you to think, well, all I got to do is do for me and myself and grow to this mass amount of wealth. And that's all I have to do. And you guys can do whatever you want by yourself, without realizing that we're all still a part of each other. So there's a lot that we have to work on. But
and it's the goal. It's not so to me to be the same as you in like we are the men of the masses.
Yeah.
Right? Because what we are right now is the men of the masses. We lose individuality and we just receive information and we're like, okay. So it's trendy to do this, so we do this. It's trendy to do that, so we do that.
Yeah.
It's trendy to do otherwise, so we do otherwise. That's the men of the masses. The project is to coexist with democracy, root of the word, not the co-opted word by the Democratic Party.
Mm-hmm.
Coexist in democracy with diversity.
Mm-hmm.
It's me respecting your individuality and you respecting mine, because that means that I respect the divine in you and vice versa. So no, it's not. When I say individuality, don't get mixed with individualism.
Got you.
That's different.
Mm-hmm.
That's way different. Our individuality. Who is Josanna? Without all the identifications, without saying Josanna is part of RBN, Josanna is an activist, because this is external identifications. Who is this being?
Mm-hmm.
That's individuality.
Yeah.
Knowing in who I am, so no one can tell me what to do, and I still can do my chores for the community. I'm getting too anarchist. People are gonna be like, ML people. Marxist like Nick.
There's a good question in the chat. Comrade Cam asked the question, Josanna, how do I keep up my self-worth in a capitalist society where my only value is based on my productivity?
That's a great question, because that's a cultural one too.
Mm-hmm.
So I wish I had answers for people. I don't have them for myself either, but I come from a culture that we have community. And I was talking to a friend today, EA, great teacher. He's a
Mm-hmm.
and we were talking about that. In Brazil, you have community, so your word has value. So if I go to the doctor, let's say I have to go private because I cannot wait for the public appointment.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell the doctor, look, I have no money. I'm going to pay you as I can. They'll be like, okay, because you gave your word. They're not going to tell you, so give me your credit card, give me a piece of you. They're like, okay, you gave your word. In the US, no. In the US, yes, your value is related to your productivity. I say, value the person you are. Value your thoughts. Value how you move in society. Value how you work on yourself to coexist in community.
Yeah.
Do the work.
Mm-hmm.
And your own values will shift. And that conversation about productivity won't bother you anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Then joy comes in, because you are like loving yourself with everything you are.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the path is to, first of all, I always dreamt about saying that, forget about making it. There's no such a thing as making it. There's no goal, nowhere you should be at 40 years old, 50, 60, 20.
Mm-hmm.
There's nowhere to be but the present moment.
Yeah.
Because we don't know if we're going to die overnight. How can you plan 40 years old? Start working for the next generations, to leave a path for the next generations, and honor yourself, your divinity.
Mm-hmm.
And then things shift. And that capitalist pressure that is put and propagandized on you since you are a child will suddenly disappear. I promise you. Did that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. And I want to add to that, if I may. You live in a capitalist society. You're conditioned to think that your self-worth is tied to your productivity. and you're constantly under pressure from the society to make it seem like your self-worth is from what you produce. I want you to realize that that's bullshit. And the reason why is because, like Josanna said, you have divineness in you. So therefore, you're priceless no matter what. Ask any person that has a child, how much is that child worth? They're going to say that child is priceless. Why is that child priceless? Because you love them, because you know, they bring joy to your life. You love them as a person. But a child does not produce. A child does not make money. A child cannot trade on the stock market. Ask a baby to dig a ditch in a road, they're just going to look at you. But you see them as priceless. The problem with humanity is that our price, our value fade, our human value fades as we get older.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that what we need to do is not to see people as valueless as they get older. This also leads to dehumanization. We have to be careful about that. And so because of that, then we have to look at people and say, why are you laying around the house all day and doing nothing? Is it because that person's lazy? Or what's going on in your heart? Have you seen a counselor? Have you seen a mental health specialist? What are you eating? Are you eating the right things? Has somebody said something wrong to you today? What's going on in your life to make you feel like you don't have the energy or the drive to do things that you would really like to do? And then you get down to the root. It's not because that person is lazy. That person might be depressed. That person might be sad. That person might be anxious.
And also, the answer for that question can be because I can, because I feel like it. I am going to lie in the house the whole day.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's just what the body needs because we are put into pressure to produce so much. We're tired.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Rest.
It's true. And also remember, capitalism tells you that you have to live to work. What we're telling you is you only work to live. Once everything else is done, and really, truth be honest with you, once you have your food, your clothing, your shelter, your recreation, and everything that you need, whatever, right? Whatever you, because that's your life to live. And so, what I'm saying all that to say that base your self-worth on you as a human being as valuable as anybody else. And that's it. Because just because they have a bunch of numbers in their bank account, does that make them better than you? Just because, and also, as long as you're doing things that are kind and compassionate, some people may do other things a little bit more than you, but as long as you're trying to do your best, it doesn't have to measure equally to theirs. All you have to do is just try. And even if it's just a little bit, then that's what you can do. Other people can do a lot more, and that's okay. But just do what you can, for your community, for your neighbors, and leave the rest. Because that's what being in a community, in a world, is all about. We all help each other. Because you're better at something than I am. And I may be better than at something than somebody else. But that's okay. Humans are different. Look, a screwdriver is better than a hammer at screwing in screws. And that's okay. A hammer is better at hammering in nails than a wrench is at wrenching in nuts and bolts. And that's okay.
JB, I love the example. If we take a hammer is better and say the hammer's job is to hammer the nails. Mm-hmm. The screwdriver job is to screw the thing. I don't know what to say. So you take away the comparison, because the comparison is coming from the voice of the ego. We compare ourselves. We're taught to compare ourselves and feel worse or feel better than someone. We're always feeling worse or better. In the whole day, you can feel worse than, I don't know, Elon Musk. Ew. Mm-hmm. And you can feel better than, I don't know, somebody that didn't achieve what you achieved, and for that too. But actually, just see yourself and this existence, and what is your calling on your heart. Once you do that, you're doing your job. So if you're a hammer, stop trying to be a screwdriver, or better and worse than a screwdriver, and just feel the calling in your heart and start hammering, and you're going to see how your life feels like complete. Yeah. It doesn't matter if it's raining outside, if somebody's screaming at you, if they're pointing at the fingers at you and laughing. Because whoever points a finger, I'm going to put it like this. Whenever you point a finger, there are 3 fingers right back at you. Mm-hmm. So whoever is pointing fingers at you has nothing on you.
Yeah. And I'm going to quote a very famous socialist. And you're going to love this. And it's one of my favorite quotes. This one's from Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein said, "Everybody is a genius. But if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it's stupid." Oof. You're valuable no matter what.
There you go.
Right?
Wow.
Much love to you. In solidarity.
Yes.
Thank you for asking that question. That was a good one to expound on, too. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
So, Josanna.
Yes.
My friend. My sister. Yeah. I'm just looking at your hair. I'm just like, I wish my hair was like that. Yes. Oh my God. Oh, I'd be doing this all day. I would get neck cramps just from doing it. Like, ow. Wow. Oh gosh.
You're so Brazilian. I love it.
I really want to go to Brazil.
I'm going to bring you. I'm going to go with you. I want to see you in Brazil. I really do.
Just put a blindfold on me so I won't see the men, because if I see the men, then I'm going to go crazy. But
yeah, the Brazilian men have that Brazilian sauce.
Girl, you ain't telling. And when they speak Portuguese, Anyway,
they're heartbreakers by nature. Ugh.
Oh, it's okay. My heart's already taken. Okay. Why y'all watch me? Why do you guys come to this channel? Like, I'm so messy.
You're amazing. That's how I'm feeling. You're perfect. This is the best channel so far.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, everybody in the chat, I love you. By the way, I put Josanna's Twitter handle in the description below. You guys can go and visit her page. She is a wealth of knowledge. If you guys want to listen more to her, you heard what she just said earlier. That was some very good things to realize about yourself, and so I want to uplift her voice and continue to listen to her. Also, check her out on two. Wait, Tuesdays or Wednesdays?
No. It's Thursday. Thursday night.
Thursday nights on the International Leftist Coalition. She's there with Nick, and you can listen to her on there as well. She gives really good insight on there as well, not just from somebody who's who's international, Black, and Latina. So you can get that perspective as well, because we got to look at all perspectives, right?
Oh, we can say Latine or Latinx.
Okay.
People are getting mad at me because I'm saying that.
I heard some people do not like Latinx.
So you say Latine with
Latine?
an E
Okay.
instead of of the gender. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. But yeah, so you guys can go ahead and look at her on there as well on RBN. I got that in the description as well. And
thank you.
Yeah. It was so good to have you today too.
So good to be here. Can I promote stuff?
Yeah, go ahead.
So first of all, thank you so much for having me. I'm beyond happy. I had so much fun and I needed the fun. So I feel like you're embracing me, and I love you. And everybody in the chat, so kind and so loving. Thank you all for your comments. I have to promote two things. And first of all, I'm controversial. If you follow me on Twitter, you might not like me. Second of all, we are organizing the International Women's Healthcare Rally on March 8th in Washington, D.C. We need all the help, support that we can get. So you can register on the Eventbrite page so we can have a head count. You can also retweet. You can send an email with the link for the Give Butter to your friends, the political parties that you know about. We actually need 10K because we're flying the speakers and we have sound equipment. ASL translators is the sign language translators. So all of that generates a cost, and we really need help with that. And my pinned Twitter is very important to me. We have a brother, his name is Tita. Tita is coming from Cameroon in Africa. He had to leave his country because of, he is a philosophy professor from the English side. The French side dominated it. And because he was having rooms for discussion, political discussion with his students, he started to be targeted by the government. So he had to hide. I can't say where. We are going to bring him to safety, and we are doing it today. We were transferring him. He got arrested, but he's already free. So we still need donations. Thank you, JB, for showing it. We still need the donations because we will have to get him a new set of plane tickets, and we need your help. The good thing about that is there is a huge gap of currency. So if you donate $5, is already a lot because of the gap of currencies. You can use that Venmo or Cash App that's there. It's Face Cash App. let's just get Brother Tito to safety. He's a fighter, he's an activist, and he needs our support. And because he's from the continent of Africa, it's more difficult to consider him a political refugee. Why? Racism, the only good answer for that. So we need other help that we can get. I know these are not easy times for no one. Like, everybody's in need of help, especially because I can feel the climate and the American economy. It's breaking. It's not easy. But as I said, the donation has a huge currency gap. So if you donate $5, it's already a lot. And if you cannot donate, you can please retweet and help. Also with the Women's March, we are demanding healthcare. It's a universal right, and human right. And I am tired of seeing wonderful people like JB, Ultraviolet, and so many other people that I love and I know, and people that I love and I don't know, that need healthcare and are being denied and are receiving poor services and are in difficulty because this country is denying them their basic human right to existency. These are works that are important. And if you are in DC, please join us on March 8th, as we are going to be making some noise. Let's hold the politicians accountable. We pay their salaries. They work for us, not the other way around. Stop being a fan of a politician. They are not celebrities. They are your employees, and they have to deliver the work because they come with the same energy towards us. So let's give them back that energy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Josanna, I have some good news for you.
Yeah?
Kamali's in the chat.
Oh my God.
Oh, wait. Did I just come out of me?
I love him so much, brother.
I did not know that voice. Kamali, you better be happy because I don't scream like that for anybody.
Oh my God, Kamali. Oh, I love my brother.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I put those links in the chat for you all. So just to let you guys know, you guys can, donate to our brother activists on the other side of the world, and then you also can, if you can, please share or donate to the Women's International Healthcare Rally as well. These are very important actions that need to take place. We got to protect our, people, especially political people who are being targeted by our government, that are trying to make the world a better place, as well as giving us health care. Because JB tired, y'all.
Yes.
JB is exhausted. And so, thank you. We got to make sure that we change things and make them the world just a little bit better.
And make sure you like the video and subscribe to JB's channel. Let's get JB to 2K. I don't want 1K anymore. I want 2K. Let's subscribe and support our brother because, damn, it's a natural talent. And it's lovely to watch him. So if we want to keep on seeing him, let's support him. Mm-hmm. Kamali, what did he say? Read for me because I don't have my glasses.
He said, Josanna is as real as they come. I love you both. Love you, bro. Wish I caught this live. Gotta turn on my alerts for this channel. Thank you so much.
Ring that bell. Kamali, I love you so much, and JB loves you so much. Mm-hmm. And can't wait to sit in a room and have conversations with you. Like, you are brilliant. Mm-hmm. A fellow anarchist.
Yo, you know what? I rarely ever go 2 hours. It's very rare that I go this long. Or an hour and a half. Oh, an hour and 35 minutes. Ooh. I never go this long. So We gonna do? Are we dancing with each other right now on the
We
screen?
dance. Yeah.
Ah, what's up? Hey!
That African drum playing
We're
in
gonna make this
our
happen in real life.
belly button is gonna be soon. We're
Yes.
gonna like shake the booty.
I ain't got nothing to shake, but I'll try. You gotta be twerking and I don't want to let you go right now.
I don't want to go.
Oh my god!
And
I'll
just
be
like
on.
that. I don't like that.
Yeah,
You'll be on. Where you'll be on? Tell me.
I'm gonna be on. Burn It Down with Kim Brown at 5 p.m.
Oh my damn!
Yeah, yeah.
Damn! Like this.
Yeah.
Sorry. If you're Latin, you're gonna become memes in the internet. I'm always becoming a meme.
Oh, have you seen? Have you seen my memes?
I love them.
I pray my mother never sees my Twitter page. She's like, what in the world is going on with? Why are you so crazy? Are you doing drugs? Yes.
And you're like,
Yes, I am. We gotta let these people go because because we gotta let them get some rest before I go on with Kim Brown. But
yes, they have too much.
yeah. But Josanna, my friend.
I just want to leave this here. I want to have a cooking show with JD. I'm saying that in existence, where we cook and discuss theory. Damn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's where. Oh, theory with Tita.
See?
Theory
with Tita.
Theory with Tita. Yeah. Okay, just to let everybody know. Okay, once again, if you like my content and you wish to support me a little bit further, you can always go down to my coffee page. And I also like to give a shout out to all my coffee supporters. I have them here in the Chiron that is scrolling down below. So if you guys can, shout out to all of you. And hang on.
Boy.
Thank you, Kamali. And I want you to be overwhelmed with joy and happiness today.
We love you, Kamali.
Love you, Kamali.
All the joy and happiness. Mwah.
Love all of you in the chat.
Yes, me too.
Mm-hmm. See, you're lovable.
Like,
you're lovable. Okay. Yeah. And I just want to wish you yeah, you're gonna come on here and you're gonna give us some Jamaican recipes and you're gonna teach me some stuff. Coconut pumpkin soup.
Ooh.
You bring your ass over here and get me some of that pumpkin and coconut soup. We're gonna eat it. Wait, we're gonna smoke a bowl before we do it though.
Yes.
So we can have the munchies. And we're gonna joke like crazy. Just you watch. I'm demanding that from you. You hear me?
Support that demand.
You hear me, Kamali? You hear me? Are you in there? I can't even finish the show. God damn. Okay. All right. For real. We gotta finish the show. I just want to wish everybody. I want to wish everybody wellness and love. Drink plenty of water. And leave the world better than you found it. And for God's sakes, smoke them if you got them. Like, real talk. Hang on, wait. Oh yeah, the Josanna lean. Y'all don't know about that?
What?
Yeah, the Josanna lean, the JB lean, and the Josanna lean. Like what? You know? Shit. All right, y'all. We've been playing around too much. We starting to lose viewers. We're like kids.
Feeling it.
Gotta do the body roll.
Yeah.
Doing body rolls, you know? Let me go. Smoke him if you got him, people. Love you. Forehead kisses. Mwah.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Toasty.